Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessie. If you're new here, I unbox subscription boxes and more. Today I have a subscription letter for you. This is the third month that I've shown of Writings from the Wild, and you guys know I love this letter. Just remember, please, on July 1st, try to guess the color palette, the animal from the color palette that's shown on their Instagram or Facebook. Whoever gets it first gets the letter for free. I would love it if one of my subscribers won that. That would be super exciting. I knew the colors were really hard for June. Honestly, if I didn't know the animal ahead of time, I wouldn't have gotten it. They were very difficult. But I'm excited, so if you're excited to see what is in this envelope and what animal we're going to meet this month, then please stay tuned. Alright, so in June we are meeting the Highland cow. And I know you guys hear cow and you might not think, well, that's not really a wild animal. But actually, I mean, from what I know about it, we'll see what the letter says. You know, I'm not going to read the whole thing. But from what I know about them, they originated, the Highland cows, obviously, in Scotland. We think of them as the Scottish Highlands. You've probably seen them in any Scottish show or documentary. I thought it was perfect for June with Outlander starting back up for season 7. That's definitely what I thought of, at least when I heard that the theme was Highland cow. But since then they have just kind of been distributed worldwide. You can see them in Alaska and the Canadian Yukon as well. And they're kind of up there. I know cases where they're kind of let in a wild herd, but they're still kept for their beef production, but they are checked kind of quasi regularly by veterinarians, but otherwise are left kind of wild range, I guess. I don't really know the correct term, but that's what I know about the Highland cow. And I know that the curator talked about the relationship between them and the egrets, so we are going to learn about this relationship as well. Remember, if you want the letter and the information card, that is $6 per month. And then if you want everything else here, the sticker, they've traded in the bookmarks for postcards, which is a very pretty postcard, and the drawing sheet with the taxonomy, that's $9 a month. And this ships internationally. It's just the cost of postage to your country from the US, apart, you know, cost of a single postage stamp. So just wanted to emphasize that before I got into this. As usual, the curator does an amazing job. She does all this artwork herself and gets quality ink and paper to handwrite the letters. It's absolutely amazing, as I've showed you in past. So let's read about the Highland cow. I want you guys to get a little bit of knowledge about it. And you definitely want to see what we're talking about and see if your kids are going to be interested. Alright, I am patiently waiting for my new friend to arrive this morning. The sun is rising just above the hillside, blanketing the dewy pasture in a golden glow. Crickets and katydids are still chirping, grasshoppers are beginning to make their presence known, and the occasional ribbit of a frog can be heard. There is a very welcomed breeze gently sweeping through the land to give my herd and I a little relief from the Texas heat. While I'm waiting, why don't I tell you about my friend and how we met? It was another hot day. Okay, they're talking about a friend here. I'm gonna go forward. All the cow wanted to do was graze on some grass. Suddenly she saw a streak of white out of the corner of my eye that came flying out of nowhere. It obviously caught my attention. Away from the annoyances, I turned my head and spotted a white bird standing in front of me. It was a cattle egret. And these are the cattle egrets and why they get their name. You might also see them on some wild ponies. I'm assuming we'll see if the reasons are the same. Let's check it out. These birds like to hang out with the herd, so I already knew a little about them. We exchanged greetings and he asked me if I minded if he accompanied me to look for food. I agreed. He flapped his wings a couple of times and swooped onto my back where he perched. He started eating the flies that had been bothering me, as well as a couple of ticks he found on my back. So that's the symbiotic relationship. The egret will help get the bugs, the irritants, the flies, the ticks off of their back, and the cow then, that provides a safe passage for the egret to eat and get his food. I mean, you got safe passage there with those horns, right? So you can talk to your kids certainly about symbiotic relationships and things like that and ecology. And there's some fun facts down here. I know these are always super cool. So the cattle have an almost 360-degree vision, but their depth perception is poor. So facts from Texas: the Texas State Fair has a unique fried food such as fried butter and fried Oreos. Okay, and the rest are just random facts about Texas. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. Maybe there are a bunch of Highland cows in Texas. I thought Texas had the Texas Longhorn cattle, but I could be wrong. So here's the distribution. Obviously, all of Europe, UK, and of course Scotland's in there, and then all the US, all of Canada. That looks like Greenland too, and then down Australia. So that's the distribution. I actually didn't know they were as far south as Texas. So he was grateful to be able to follow me. Cattle and cattle egrets have a close relationship called symbiosis. That's what I just mentioned. In our situation, I can dislodge bugs that the cattle egret eats while I graze the fields. This provides easy access to food for the cattle egrets and causes me no harm since I'm just eating. However, in situations where the cattle egret is perched on my back and eating ticks, he's also providing me a service, one that I am grateful for. Mutual benefits from both. Alright, so later in the letter it talks about the cattle's digestive system and the fact that they're ruminants. So she does a great job of explaining what a ruminant is with the 4-chambered stomach. So you can also talk to your kids about the physiology of ruminants and different animals that have it. That's a great turning point if you want to go into other animals as well, and how they chew and how it's different, how their digestive system is different from the cattle egrets as well. And you'll notice here their long, thick, shaggy coats, which you can imagine get full of ticks and bugs and irritants. And they have a handlebar-shaped horn right up here, not to be confused with the Texas Longhorn. But horns are used to dig through snow for food and for defense. And then, so you can ask your kids if they can think of any other animals that share a symbiotic relationship, like my friend and I, the cattle and the cattle egret. Speaking of, he's just arrived, so they're going, and there's bye. So, wild fact, cattle will move their jaw about 40,000 times a day. So, you know, other symbiotic relationships is very, very similar to the cleaner fish that you might see on big whales. They'll be eating things off the whales and keeping them clean, you know, same type of safe passage. And feeder fish getting food, symbiotic relationship. There's tons of animals that have this in the wild. But it's just such a gorgeous, she just does such a gorgeous job with the drawings and everything. The way it's written for a child to understand, very, very nice. So the other thing that comes with the basic $6 subscription is a little fact card on here. We've got the Highland cow. Biome, grassland, that's the habitat that they live in. They're herbivores. Their lifespan is around 20 years. They're native to Scotland. That's kind of what I said. They were distributed, you know, throughout the rest of the world, as we saw on the map. Not everywhere, but many countries. Their predators are wolves, coyotes, and mountain lions. I would think bears too, but maybe not, because bears don't hunt in packs like their other predators do, and they do have horns for defense. But certainly maybe grizzly bears up in Alaska and Yukon. Docile and social, both male and female have horns, can run at speeds of 25 miles per hour. The oldest recorded cattle breed, oh, I didn't know that, can sleep while standing. A lot of these types of animals can. Horses sleep while standing as well. Thick skin and hair insulates them in winter. Conservation status, not endangered. That's always good. And they actually, I haven't been mentioning this, and I should, because I wasn't honestly sure if the curator was still doing these, but she had there's an activity sheet that's online that you can download and print, and it's an activity sheet for your kids to do. And unfortunately, I don't have a printer. She did send an access code to us. Since I am an ambassador for the company, I will try to insert some pictures in this video to just give you guys an idea of what the activity sheet is. That would also come in the basic letter, the $6 letter, since it's a digital download. So you would get the activity sheet, the letter, and the trading card. And then with the $9 subscription, we're gonna add this awesome sticker. You know, you get these nice vinyl stickers, which are usually priced around $4, depending on the sticker. And you know, your child can maybe use the postcard, not in the same way that, well, I mean, they could use it as a bookmark if they really wanted. I love that she's got the cattle egret on here. It's a beautiful drawing. You know, your child could write to their grandparents or write to whoever they wanted and tell them what they learned about the cow. You know, that kind of thing. You could have the children just write something, or they could keep it, whatever they wanted to do. But that's really pretty artwork. And then we're gonna go to our, sorry guys, this is not staying flat. Our taxonomy sheet. Sketchbook files is what they call them, Highland cattle. The scientific name is Bos taurus, T-A-R-U-S, just like the astrology symbol. Bos, B-O-S, it's a genus. But anyway, so it's kingdom Animalia, of course. Phylum Chordata, of course, because it has a backbone. Class Mammalia, because it's of course a mammal. Order Artiodactyla. I'll have to look at what that order is. Family of Bovidae, of course. And genus Bos, like I said. Species B, Taurus. And then she gives step-by-step instructions on how to sketch the cows. And here's the step. Actually, this is just the head this time. It's like the sticker, so that's fine. It's a good way to start with the. Oh, those are the ears. Whoa, I didn't notice. Yeah, they do have pretty big ears. They're very big and furry, just like the rest of all the fur that's all over them. But yeah, I imagine they get really warm. But most of what I know about Highland cows is they're in colder temperatures. I want to look up what the Texas ones and what that's all about. But then we have, I don't know how, honestly, I don't even know if I could get from step 5 to 6. That's a pretty big detailed leap, but I'm sure a lot of your kids would have creativity and fun with it. And you could look at some of the colored pencils, and they could look at what different shades of brown it's looking like. That would be pretty cool. Or maybe, I don't know, press harder or lighter on the color pencil to get a different shade. So, what do you guys think? Let me know what's your favorite part in the comments below. Was there anything that you learned about the Highland cow that you didn't know before? And obviously, I didn't read the whole letter. There was more information. But yeah, another great letter, another fun one. And don't forget to tune in on July 1st on their social media and try to win a free letter and see what the July animal is. Thank you so much. I didn't mention this in the beginning, but thank you so much to Writings for the Wild for sending this to me free to review. This is a fantastic subscription, and I love learning about these animals. I did order a couple of past letters. They are in and have arrived, and at some point I'll put them on the channel as well. And I can't wait to show you guys what other animals and insects they may have done in the past. Insect, hint, hint. But anyway, if you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps me, helps my channel, as well as comments, you guys. Comments down below are greatly appreciated. If you don't know what to say, you can leave me an emoji. You can leave me a, we obviously don't have a longhorn cattle emoji, but you know, any emoji you want. Anything helps. Just thank you so much. I appreciate you all for being here. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button. I highly implore that you do. You know, you're gonna see educational videos, you're gonna see skincare, you're gonna see artisan boxes, stationery, FabFitFun, you name it, I have it on this channel these days. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you later. Bye.